They are playing the Brazilian national team, the Indiana Fever, making their way to Iowa to take on the Brazilians. And guess what?
It all started with a game that no one could have predicted would cause such a stir. Imagine a scenario where the buzz was palpable before the first whistle even blew a preseason clash, pitting the Indiana Fever against the Brazilian national team, hosted in Iowa. But this wasn't just any game. It was a phenomenon. Tickets for the event vanished within a matter of minutes, a sold-out arena in just 42 minutes, and the reverberations of this sale sent shockwaves through the league, leaving teams, pundits, and even the casual fan wondering, what has changed? At the heart of this surge is a single name, Caitlin Clark. In what might have been considered a preseason exhibition, the Fever's matchup ignited a frenzy reminiscent of the biggest names in pop culture. While other marquee names in the league, like Angel Reese and A'ja Wilson, have been touting their star power and promising headline-grabbing performances, it's Caitlin Clark who has truly captured the hearts and wallets of fans across the nation.
Tickets going on sale, and we're going to have a packed house, and it didn't take very long for us to realize that. 15,000 plus seats sold.
Let's set the stage. The Indiana Fever were set to face off against Brazil's national team in Iowa, a location that, despite its small-town charm, suddenly found itself thrust into the national spotlight. When ticket sales went live, the response was nothing short of overwhelming. In just 42 minutes, all 15,000 seats were snapped up. That rapid sellout wasn't just a fluke or a momentary spike in interest, it was a declaration of intent from fans who are hungry for quality, competitive women's basketball. In the world of sports, sellouts are often seen as the ultimate measure of success. Yet, it wasn't merely the numbers that astonished industry insiders and fans alike, it was the context. Preseason games typically draw a fraction of the audience compared to regular season contests. In fact, preseason matchups are usually viewed as warm-ups, a chance for teams to fine-tune their strategies before the real battle begins. But when the Fever stepped onto the court in Iowa, they weren't just playing a tune-up game, they were staging an event that turned an otherwise routine exhibition into a must-see spectacle. Local fans, many of whom had been supporters for years, saw this as an opportunity to witness history. Iowa's season ticket holders had been given the first chance to buy tickets, a privilege that once again highlighted the strong community bond that defines sports culture in the state. Yet, as the tickets quickly disappeared from the online marketplaces like Ticketmaster, it became painfully clear that even a small market town could host an arena bursting at the seams when a phenomenon like Caitlin Clark is involved.
And the game sold out in literally, it didn't matter how long it took to sell out, you couldn't even get in. If you were there, you probably didn't get a ticket.
Or those who have only recently tuned into women's basketball, the name Caitlin Clark might sound like it belongs to a rising star or a promising rookie. However, her impact transcends mere statistics. Even before she played a single WNBA game, Clark was already making waves in college basketball by selling out arenas that were once the domain of NBA-level stars. Her arrival in the professional league has not only brought with it a surge in fan enthusiasm, but it has also sparked an economic revival that is reshaping the way the league is perceived and profited from. At our Sport Pulse, we have been tracking this development with keen interest. While many pundits and veteran players continue to make noise about past glories and established reputations, Caitlin Clark's rapid rise serves as a wake-up call. In a league where some stars struggle to fill seats, Clark's mere presence transforms a preseason exhibition into an event on par with the biggest games in sports history. And it isn't just about ticket sales. The numbers speak for themselves. Increased TV ratings, merchandise sales skyrocketing, and an overall heightened interest in every facet of the league's operation. This isn't to diminish the talent or achievements of players like Angel Reese or A'ja Wilson, both of whom have their own impressive resumes. Instead, it's a reflection of the changing dynamics within the WNBA. The modern fan is drawn not just to athletic excellence, but also to the magnetic allure of a player who seems to embody the future of the sport. Clark's style of play, her court vision, and her natural leadership have created a narrative that resonates with audiences across the board.
Obviously, I think Iowa season ticket holders got first dibs, which is right if they did. And then you're looking at a situation where basically no Fever fans got them. It's a preseason game. This is a preseason.
In every press conference, every social media post, and every game, there is a sense that something extraordinary is unfolding. The rapid sellout of the Fever's preseason game in Iowa wasn't just a testament to Clark's talent, it was also a signal of the growing economic clout of the WNBA. Tickets that once might have been considered affordable are now transforming into high-demand commodities. Let's delve a little deeper into the economics at play. The Fever's game, with its rapid sellout and soaring resale prices, stands in stark contrast to the situation faced by teams like the Chicago Sky. While the Fever's home game in Iowa became a sellout phenomenon, the Sky's ticket sales for their matchup against Brazil's national team have been less impressive. Despite a similar opponent and a similar promotional effort, ticket prices for the Sky remain modest, a clear sign that market demand is unevenly distributed across the league. Why is this the case? The answer lies in the magnetic pull of star power. In the current WNBA landscape, the allure of Caitlin Clark is proving irresistible. The Fever's ticket sales have taken on a life of their own, driven by a combination of on-court brilliance and off-court mystique. Fans are lining up to get even a glimpse of what appears to be history in the making. Meanwhile, teams that have traditionally relied on the star power of players like Angel Reese or A'ja Wilson are finding themselves in a challenging position. Their games, despite featuring talented rosters, are struggling to match the economic phenomenon that surrounds the Fever's matchups. This disparity has led to a fascinating dynamic. On one side, we see teams scrambling to adjust their strategies, increasing ticket prices, and even considering venue upgrades to accommodate growing demand. On the other, the resale market is a study in contrasts. While Fever tickets are being traded for prices that would make even the most seasoned scalpers envious, tickets for other games are practically gathering digital dust on platforms like Ticketmaster. It's a clear indicator that in today's sports economy, supply and demand are being redefined by the presence of a single transformative player. Beyond the immediate economic impact, the phenomenon surrounding Caitlin Clark is having a profound effect on the overall image and viability of the WNBA.
And you know that the home faithful back in Iowa are going to be pumped up to see her back in the state where she made her name.
For too long, the league has battled misconceptions about its marketability and appeal. Critics have argued that women's basketball simply cannot draw the same crowds or generate the same buzz as men's sports. Yet, the record-breaking ticket sales and the fervent excitement in arenas are forcing a re-evaluation of that narrative. Every time Caitlin Clark steps onto the court, she not only defies expectations with her athletic prowess, but also redefines what it means to be a marketable superstar in women's sports. Her influence is visible not only in the sold-out arenas, but also in the soaring merchandise sales and the increased television ratings. According to industry reports, the Indiana Fever's appearance last season accounted for nearly half of the league's broadcast value, a staggering statistic that speaks volumes about the magnetic pull of her presence. This new reality has also had an impact on the scheduling and strategic decisions made by league officials. Recognizing that a game featuring Clark can generate unprecedented revenue, the WNBA has started to recalibrate its approach to scheduling.
Back in the day when Rolling Stones tickets would go on sale, you try to go on Ticketmaster, they're gone. Taylor Swift is Swiftie.
More nationally televised games, strategic matchups, and even changes to traditional venues are being considered, all in an effort to capitalize on this newfound popularity. In many ways, the league is now being driven by the same market forces that have long shaped other major sports, where a superstar can alter the entire economic landscape with her mere presence. It isn't just about the numbers, though. The ticket sales saga has also ignited a broader conversation about the narratives being spun by different players and teams. For example, while some high-profile figures in the league, most notably Angel Reese and A'ja Wilson, have been vocal about their contributions to the game, their rhetoric has often been met with mixed reactions. On one hand, they passionately argue that they are the main attractions, the reasons why fans flock to games. On the other hand, the tangible evidence on ticket sites tells a very different story. Take Angel Reese, for instance. Despite her strong presence on social media and her relentless self-promotion, the ticket sales for her team have lagged far behind those of the Fever.
Treat myself, man. Yeah, no, I'm going alone. I'm not going to take anybody with me. If you want to come, you got to come yourself. It's $19, man.
Similarly, A'ja Wilson, who has long been hailed as a cornerstone of the league, now finds herself facing a market that seems to favor a different kind of star. The reality is stark. While both Reese and Wilson have their loyal supporters, the current economic indicators are clear. The Fever's game, anchored by the undeniable appeal of Caitlin Clark, has set a new benchmark for what it means to capture an audience's